Next, we are going to see what are the careers you have in the field of arts. Designers, fashion technology, textile designer, accessory or jewellery designer, interior and exterior design, fine arts, cartoonist, photography, print journalism, mass communication, electronic journalism, filmmaking, advertising, public relations. If you are going to work as a designer, you might end up as an industrial designer who will design various products. Your condition is different, your working condition is different. You work with different manufacturing equipments. So you might work on a regular hours in a comfortable sitting, but you have to design effectively. You have to be very creative, artistic in mind. You should have a clear, logical thought and also analytical thought. You might be designers for a product, for ceramics, for furniture, for craft, for automobiles, for visual communication, or as textile and apparel. These are different areas by which you can study also. People work with papers, TV, CD making, adverts and so on. There is an institute called National Institute of Design at Ahmedabad. There is also Indian Institute of Crafts and Design at Jaipur, Center of Electronic Design and Technology of India at Mohali. If you are working at the fashion industry, this is an industry which is more related to clothes, dresses, garments, textiles, etc. You have to work in a competitive, very stressful environment. There are plenty of competitions around, so you need to design things effectively. You might need to work independently sometimes with a creative blend of mind, and you have to think carefully. Pearl Academy of Fashion Technology is available in Delhi as well as Chennai. Textile designers, they look for various colors, various dyes and the materials. They work for long hours so that they come up with something which is attractive to the people, which is also very nice and which is meeting the requirements of textile designers. They have to meet the interests of the people. These people should have very high creative imagination, creative talent. They should be strong in art and technology. If we talk about fashion technology, there are courses for garment manufacturing technology, diploma in dress designing and manufacturing, textile designing. There is also fashion journalism for freelance as well as fashion photography. Degree in fine arts and commercial art is there. For leather technology, there is also leather technology courses, footwear technology courses, and there is also courses on photography. There is a special institute called National Institute of Fashion Technology. Fashion technology, people need to work in a research area in a design company, or maybe designing, manufacturing and also marketing. All these are areas where they can work with. Some important institutes are National Institute of Fashion Technology at Hyderabad, Chennai and New Delhi. These people, they work on leather technology, textile technology, footwear, fashion design, communication design, finishing of a product. All these include some fashions. National Institute of Design, Mangalore Institute of Fashion Technology, Central Leather Research Institute at Chennai, Central Footwear Training Institute, Agra. Accessory and jewellery designers. These are people who work on jewels, maybe with regard to handbags, shoes, belts, some bags and jewels. So these people are influenced by the raw material they are using. If you are working on a leather based on system, then things might be a bit rough. If you work on precious materials, you have to be precise. You have to be very creative. You should have very strong observation. You should be able to observe things nicer to the clear extent. There is a course called Gemology, which discusses about quality of gems and so on. There are institutes like Gemology Institute of India at Mumbai, Indian Diamond Institute at Surat, Indian Institute of Gemology, Delhi conducts courses on gem identification, diamond grading and also jewellery design. Interior and exterior design, people who work in this area work in different environments. They work in hotels, homes, commercial complexes, launches, different types of environment. They should have a very strong scientific aptitude, analytical mind, creative enough, look for taste, different kind of taste of people. They should understand all this. They work in ventilation also. There are institutes like School of Interior Design at Ahmedabad, University of Madras, and there are many other institutes who conduct courses in that area. Fine arts is an area where you express things like to make your product sell properly. It is more of commercialization, advertisement, also interior, exterior design like. People require sort of a strong amount of creativity, imagination in this area. You should have very good fond of colors and shapes and appearances. You might be designing greeting cards or web design, house design, media design. There is also Bachelor of Fine Arts, which is BFA. Diploma is also available and Master of Fine Arts is also there. There are institutes like University of Madras, JNTU Hyderabad and other institutes which conduct these courses. Cartoonists, these are people who critically or sarcastically, they will draw something which attract people and they convey a message inside. Cartoonist can be a freelancer or you can work with a specific company. You should have a very strong sense of humor. You should also be able to think specifically outside a boundary and then come up with some different kind of cartoon. There are plenty of courses. Some common institutes are Rai Band School in Delhi, Santas Chitra Vidyalayam in Chennai also conduct some cartoon courses in the correspondence level. Photography, people work on photographs. Photographs are very common nowadays. You might work indoor, outdoors. You should be able to use your cameras effectively. You should be interested in the lighting, color, appearances and also visuals like. Photography, there is also commercial photography, photojournalism, industrial photography, medical photography, environmental photography and fashion photography. There are also courses like BA in photography. National Institute of Fashion Technology, NIFT, also conducts a lot of courses in this area. National Institute of Design, NID, also conducts a lot of courses. Print journalism, this is where we look about developing newspapers, working in the newspaper area. You have local media, regional newspapers, popular ones. Your life might be a bit of hectic nature if you work as reporters or correspondents. You might need to meet things with strong deadlines. You should have a very broad-based education. You should have very high general knowledge. Your writing should be accurate, readable, effective, attractive. All this should be there. And you might end up in newspaper journalism, maybe as an editor, reporter, a columnist maybe, or a commentator. You might end up in a magazine or on a web journalism. There are courses on diploma in online journalism, diploma in journalism, diploma in media management, diploma in media and communication, Bachelor of Mass Communication, BA script writing, Bachelor of Communication and Journalism. There are institutes like Institute of Mass Communication in New Delhi, which conducts a lot of courses in the area of journalism. Mass communication, this is more towards working with newspapers, radio, TV stations, Press Trust of India, more towards composing, proofreading and the like. There is also Indian Institute of Mass Communication at Jawaharlal Nehru University campus at New Delhi. Electronic journalism, this is more towards providing fields of interest, fields of knowledge or fields of information to the people through television, through internet, all these facilities like. Work environment might be pleasant, but you have to work with some quick deadlines as well. You should be working as a team. You should be interested on what is happening in the world on a regular basis. You might work on the area of script writing or camera team or an announcer. There is a course on BSc Mass Communication. National Institute of Amateur Radio at Hyderabad, Central Institute of English as a Foreign Language, CAEFL, which is currently called as English and Foreign Language University, EFLU at Hyderabad, conducts BSc Electronics Media. There is also Indian Institute of Mass Communication at New Delhi. Filmmaking, this is an area which is important to make films. It depends on the interest you are looking for. You might end up as different professions there. You might need to work on long hours, long travels are possible, and your things should be very carefully done without flaws. You should have a strong love and inclination towards these areas. You might end up as actors, dancers, musicians or whatever it may be. There are plenty of opportunities there, but you should be dedicated, interested and patient enough to work in that area. Advertising. Advertising is a very tough job because you have to advertise effectively, nicely, attract people, but the cost of advertisement should be as minimal as possible. You work in normally official settings. You should be able to communicate your views effectively to the public. So you should be very good at communication. And you might work as a media planner or media sales manager. There are institutes like Mudra Institute of Communications, Ahmedabad, which conducts BSc in Fine Arts. Institute of Communication Management in Bangalore conducts Diploma in Advertisement Marketing. Chennai Institute of Communications, Chennai, conducts Diploma in Advertisement Marketing. And there are other institutes as well. Public relations. This is where you talk about relationship between a company and the people like.